Hey folks and Awakening Truthers, welcome to another video from Plain Truth. It's going fast and furious now, the news. Officials, California must mull home ban in fire-prone areas. Cal Fire Chief Ken Pimlott is deciding. He's the authority. He gets to decide because it's fire dangers that California's increasingly deadly and destructive wildfires have become so unpredictable, government officials, not named, should consider banning home construction in vulnerable areas, the state's top firefighter says. People are not going to be allowed to rebuild in paradise. They're saying it's going to take up to decades before they can get in. This is part of the game they're playing, folks. This is part of their Agenda 21, Agenda 30, stack and pack them, get it in the cities, get them out of the rurals. They torch you out and you cannot get back in. It is the dark force that is operating here under government officials say, or because the Cal Fire Chief says, who cannot identify still to this day 157 of the California wildfires that started on October 8th, 2017, and he's the chief of Cal Fire? Are you kidding me? And you can't identify, sir, why the fires even started, flipped 3,000-pound cars on their roof, torched a 100,000-foot Kmart down to the ground, but left the eucalyptus trees outside fine. And you can't explain it yet, but you're telling us we cannot rebuild in vulnerable fire areas? You should be fired. You have no right to speak. You have no authority because you have no credibility. Just like you're saying the winds were going at 80 football fields a minute or 237 miles an hour. You have no credibility, sir, so please do not listen to these quote officials. You fire captains, you fire department guys that are scared, don't listen to them. Speak out. It's your lives on the line now. They didn't send fire trucks up to help the Paradise victims. We're getting more confirmation that we'll get into. But what I want to get into is the 5G, and I want to thank Melanie for redirecting my attention because I just learned a really important thing here. The dark fiber. The dark fiber is part of the 5G system that most activists in the 5G community have no clue about. They don't understand it. They're in their city council saying, hey, let's bury the wires, bury the wires. That's what they want you to do, folks. As I'm going to show you, they're doing it here using the dark fibers. It's the cables that are installed and ready to use. It has unlimited capacity, unlimited bandwidth capacity, and dark fiber has unlimited expansion capability. This is going underground. And as you can see from this video from Jeff Schneider, you can see that even after the houses and the buildings are torched, the fiber optics, which are laying all over Paradise as well, all over Santa Rosa, as I'll show you, it's happening. Here, take a look. And before I show this, I just want to put it out there that are they burying these 5G dark fiber cables so that when they do the scorched earth and they burn everybody out or they flood everybody out, the underground network, just like the GWEN, the ground wireless emergency network the military uses, the big 200-foot towers, will they be operating everything from underground? This is the massive operation going on in Paradise right now. But take a look after the fires, it's still there.
Are the fires in your neighborhood? These are directed energy weapon fires, electromagnetic frequencies. This is the warning: underground fiber optic cable buried. Plastic. Still very much intact on the other end. Somewhat intact here. In my first video, you'll see me peel it off when it's completely melted into the ground here. There is nothing intact or left with any sort of integrity from here to here. And you can see this is where I picked it up. You can see the discoloration of the ground still matching the shape of that piece that I turned over. That's the side that was facing down. That's the side that was facing up. Based on the angle here of the discoloration that matches.
This is 5G needs extensive fiber networks. Now, we've been focusing, I've been talking about Elon Musk and his 5G network by 2020 being from platforms above us in the sky at 150,000 to 200,000 pulses per second. But now we're seeing the other side of this, which I was really not aware of watching 5G now for at least a couple years, that it's underground too. Massive, massive operation. Let's get into it. It is recommended to lay fiber now to small and macro cells. if these cells are being upgraded to 5G in the coming years. Now remember, this is April 20th, 2018, so there's just a few months ago. This is catered to the immense amount of backhaul traffic that will be generated by 5G BTS. I think that's bits per. The vision of 5G network is usually that an intricate wireless technology offering high-speed data and responses on mobile phones is integral to the success is the extensive optic fiber cable OFC network that runs underground. 5G's characteristic higher data speeds and throughputs are greatly influenced by those heavy-duty networks that impact both wireless side and wireline side of the infrastructure. They need both, folks. 5G's formidable network performance goals are heavily predicated on a massive availability of fiber connectivity to cell sites and beyond. The ITU, International Telecommunication Union, estimates ongoing capital investments related to fiber infrastructure will reach $144.2 billion in over 5 years from 2014 to 19, according to Trends in Telecommunication Reform. A huge explosion of data flowing from tomorrow's 5G radios. Now also when they put them underground, folks, and everything burns up above or floods out, guess what's still there? The infrastructure. The infrastructure will still be there. Get this. It's growing rapidly. According to Visual Network, data flow has grown 4,000-fold over 10 years and almost 400 million-fold over 15 years. Well, that's when they started. So 2G and 3G now, the backhaul upgrades from 4G are taking place with legacy copper or microwave-based cell sites being replaced with IP-based transport over fiber. This provides unlimited capacity to cater to the humongous amount of data being generated by the 4G LTE and LTE advanced access technologies. These backhaul networks should be suitably leveraged by future 5G networks. Small cells can be backhauled either over copper, microwave, or fiber. Fiber-based small cell is preferred wherever possible as fiber is scalable, secure, and most cost-effective. However, in locations where deploying fiber is either not viable or feasible, they could be served by a number of wireless gigabit backhaul operations such as E and V bands, satellite, Elon Musk, and HAPS-based options in remote and far-flung areas of the rural hinterland. Someone look up what HAPS-based is, please. It is therefore recommended to lay fiber now to small and macro cells wherever and whenever possible, if these cells are to be upgraded to 5G in the coming years. If 5G is aggressively rolled out and delivers real-world access speeds significantly faster than today's 3G, 4G, all parts of that wired network connected to the 5G BTS will be affected by the deluge of content flowing to and from data centers. The only transport media capable of scaling to these demands is optical fiber, particularly in the BTS to the hundreds of thousands of small and micro cells deployed. Hundreds of thousands of small and micro cells deployed. One impact of the demand for 5G is the need to push fiber closer and closer to the user or the victim. Technology allowed us to do this incrementally over the years, and the industry advanced from fiber to the neighborhood, then fiber to the curb, and now fiber to the home building. Invasive species, folks, invasive species. The global world rollout of 5G commercial services is expected to commence 2019-20, means they're already doing it in Sacramento, LA, and other places. While comparable regimes like US and China have 80% of their towers fiberized, India is behind. From another perspective, the US has installed over 400 million kilometers of fiber. 400 million of kilometers of fiber for less than 1/3 of our population. China has 1 billion kilometers of fiber. 1 billion. The future is about 5G and its promises of less than 1 millimeter a second latency and 1,000 times the capacity of 4G. Now you know why they're laying them underground, folks, and they're doing it up in Paradise. They're doing it here in Santa Rosa. And here's from my Facebook page. Come on. Here's from my Facebook page. High-speed internet with freaking lasers and lightning coming out. Jeff Snyder just hammered my comment section with this. It's good, but you don't need to hammer my sections with your same comment over and over, Jeff, please. So the final solution, scorched earth, final solution, 10, 15, 20 years. They're saying it's going to go on. They bury it underground. Are they protecting it from above ground floods, fires, and whatnot? Or is this part of the whole system in its entirety? So here we're seeing that this is also happening in Chicago In Idaho, they're digging up the roads. Frontier Services digging up the roads in New Haven, Connecticut. So this is going around everywhere, folks. So get your cameras out, go talk to the people, find out what they're saying, find out what the noise is. They told us this was sonic.net for the schools. They were laying the fiber optics. We know that's bullshit. We know this is the 5G going underground, surrounding us, into our homes, invasive species. Game over for humanity unless we stop the 5G. So wake up all. Thanks to Melanie for her continued perseverance in getting the word out here as well. Plain truth out. Gotta answer the phone. Peace. All right, so his story is they're installing it for SonicNet. That's going to be fiber optic cables for schools. But look at folks going down here. We're seeing more construction going on. Now they're doing this real quick. They tore up the roads about 4 months ago, and then they paved them over. Now they're coming back to them. So look at the lines. Look at how sagging the lines are here. See if we can get a word with these guys. Let's let this car go by. Okay, look at the lines here. Look what they're doing. Now this is where they're running more lines. They said they were these guys. They said they were fiber optics. Look at these massive lines of fiber optics on here. And the cherry picker. What are you guys putting in? And then look at here. What is this? HP Communication. HP Communication. U.S. Department of Transportation ID. Let's get that. Now watch this, folks, right down the road. Cables like this. I mean, give me a break. That's fiber optic cables from SonicNet going to the school children. Those massive lines in there, the blue and the red, if somebody can find out what blue and red are for, what the different colors mean, that'd be great. But in no way is this going, there's one school around here. No way is it going for the kids. No freaking way. It's going down into there. Second location, they got the cherry picker. Now look at those lines, how heavy those are, folks. They're massively, and then he's running another line up there as well. I mean, look at how heavy they're laden on these poles that can't handle. They're not made for this kind of weight. And they got this cherry picker from the excavation company. And then they got this black cable they're stringing across as well. But they're doing it fast and furious. They're going all the way up in the road for miles and miles for the next couple days doing this. Just like they're doing up in Paradise, just like they're doing over in Sebastopol. We're seeing this happen back where I'm from, up in Anderson Valley. That's happening up there too. They're burying lines and then they're putting in massive fiber optics and saying, oh, it's for SonicNet, for the kids. We know it's not. But look at the size of these cables. Look at what they're doing. It's a major operation. They're doing it quick. All right, let's do it this way. I'm coming into the parking lot here off of Yulupa, and you can hear the radiation is off the hook. Okay, you see it? And guess where I'm in front of, folks? Whole Foods, or Amazon, who just got rid of labeling GMOs. And look at everybody going in thinking they're getting healthy food. It's off the limits because over there, you see the tower over there? That's emitting all this radiated energy across the road. That's causing cancer-causing radiation. This is just 4G, folks. 5G is going to be much, much worse. There's Whole Foods. Now these are the EMF electronic smog detector from 200 millihertz to 8 gigahertz, Acousticom 2. You can get them for about $160 on Amazon. And again, there's the beast. Okay, there it is right there. And here's the meter going off the hook. This is in every neighborhood, folks. This is what's happening to our children. How about all these people that have businesses and live right underneath this? There's a chiropractor, there's a beauty salon. Let me turn off this noise, you get the idea. Okay? But this is going on in every neighborhood. This is causing radiation and cancer to everybody. This is the new normal, or the new abnormal, folks. It's silent weapons for quiet wars, slow kill. Please look at the U.S. birth rates. They've declined 3 years in a row for the first time in history. U.S. birth rates, I'm going to play this as we leave here. U.S. birth rates, I'm doing my Richie from Boston and Joe Bragiano reporting on the scene. And up the road there was more excavation. But look at how far I go before the limit on this thing drops off. So we're about a quarter mile away from that tower, starting to drop off. But still, it's at dangerous ranges. This is not good. This is not good at all. And it's especially not good for our children. Wake up, y'all. Okay, so I just passed the guys that were putting in that black cable. He said it was fiber optics. The other guy said it was SonicNet cables for the schools. Now we're driving along heavy cables. Now I want you to look at this. I got the Acousticom right here, if you can see that. Please don't drive Acousticom, record, film at the same time. This is not good. But look at this, folks. Listen, it's off the hook. And the reason it's off the hook I can't see behind the trees. Hang on. And you little techies, tell us what's in here, folks. Can we see the side of what's in here? Can we see the side of that? What are you guys putting in?
How's it going?
Good, man. This looks like, is this the 5G stuff?
Huh?
Is this the 5G stuff?
This is for SonicNet.
Oh, this is you work for SonicNet, or you do
Well, I
a
work
sub?
for Tight Access Excavation. We're installing conduit for SonicNet. They're going to be doing fiber optic to the schools.
Oh, wow. So this line's running all the way down. I saw down to Bennett Valley. You're going to run it all the way down there?
Yeah.
And then are these guys before told me these were fiber optic cables going up above.
Yeah, they're doing it up in the sky.
Holy cow. That's some heavy wires up there, huh?
It'll be going in the conduit underground as soon as we're done installing the conduit.
And is these are fiber optics, like this is going to be for all the schools to access?
Yes.
Very cool. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Just to bring this home, to do a quick sidebar here. This is May 23rd, 2018. U.S. life expectancy will likely decline for third straight year. Death rates rose 2016-17. Alzheimer's, disease, diabetes, flu, pneumonia. Talk about smart dust, geoengineering. Talk about what's in our food, nanoparticulate matters. Number one killer is heart disease. How about hospital stays? That's right up there too. But this is what's really sad, folks, and we need to focus on. For the first time since the early 1960s, life expectancy in the United States has declined for a second year in a row. This is a previous article. Americans' women life expectancy remained at 81 years. American men expect 76 years. The change was driven largely by a rising death rate among younger Americans. The death rate of people between ages 25 and 35 increased by 10%, 2015-16. Death rate continued to decrease for people over age of 65. We're losing our youth, folks. The kids are checking out. We've never had kids more sickly, on ill health. And then they're comparing this here. Health officials say the 3-year decline that occurred in 1916, 17, 18, a period that included the worst flu pandemic in modern history. How much flu did we have last year? Everybody's been vaccinated and they all got the flu. Anybody? Look at these numbers. It seems likely the nation has just tied a record. And then birth rates. Continuing on. Spermicide. Epicite, taken over by Monsanto, spermicide, in the corn syrup, in all the corn, spermicide, epicite. That's why male sperm counts has been declining precipitously for the last 10, 15 years. Now we're seeing births to dip at a 30-year low, fertility rates further below replacement levels. People aren't being able to have children because of all the toxicity, because of the infertility, the silent weapons for quiet wars. So heads up.
People who waited in line all night long to get the new Air Jordan basketball shoes flooded into Lafayette Square Mall just after 7 this morning. They literally broke a door off the hinges. Several people were trampled while others crawled over them to get inside.
It was a few people that was on the ground. I jumped over them and kept running.
You know, it's Michael Jordan. That's what he do. This was one of his most known shoes.
11 Concourse exclusive. You see what I'm saying?
I ain't been out in 11 years.
Shoppers in a hurry